pain. It's the shadow that walks beside every life. No one escapes it. And yet, we spend so much of our lives trying to outrun it. But the truth is, you didn't come here to avoid pain. You came here to understand it, to move through it, to be shaped by it into something greater than you can imagine. Your soul, ancient and unshakable, did not choose this human life for endless comfort. It chose it for depth, for transformation, for the chance to remember who you really are. And pain is the way it remembers. We live in a culture that sees pain as failure, as proof that something has gone wrong. But what if pain is not the enemy? What if pain is the teacher that shows up when all other lessons have failed? It breaks the illusions we cling to. It strips away the lies we tell ourselves. And in the raw space it leaves behind, it plants the seeds of awakening. Your soul knew this before you took your first breath. It knew that growth without challenge is impossible. That strength without struggle is an empty shell. That wisdom without loss is just theory, untested and fragile. And so you were placed in a life that would crack you open, that would show you both the darkness and the light, and teach you that they are not enemies but partners in your becoming. Think about the hardest moments of your life, the heartbreak that left you feeling hollow, the failure that crushed your pride, the loss that took the air from your lungs. In those moments, it is easy to believe that the universe has turned its back on you. But step back and you will see something else. Each of those moments carried you closer to the truth of yourself. Pain is not random, it is precise. It arrives exactly when it must, in exactly the form you need to show you the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. Pain is alchemy. It takes what is heavy and transforms it into something light. It takes what is false and burns it away until only the truth remains. The person you become on the other side of pain is someone who could not have existed without it. The strength, the compassion, the clarity you carry now were born in the fire of suffering. They are the gifts that pain leaves behind. Yet most people spend their lives running from pain. They numb it with distractions, silence it with noise, bury it under busyness. But pain ignored is pain prolonged. The awakened ones, the seekers, the souls who rise, they know a different path. They step into the heart of it. They feel it fully, without resistance, without judgment. They understand that pain is not here to destroy them, but to transform them. Every time pain breaks you open, it creates space. Space for new truths to take root. Space for love to flow where walls once stood. Space for you to see yourself without the masks and pretenses that life piles on. And in that space, you remember something essential. You were never here to be perfect. You were here to be whole. Wholeness does not come from a life without scars. It comes from embracing every wound as part of your story. From seeing your pain not as a weakness, but as evidence of your courage to live deeply. You were not meant to float above the human experience untouched. You were meant to dive into it fully, to feel every texture of it, and to rise carrying the wisdom it offers. So if you are in pain right now, stop running. Sit with it. Ask it what it wants you to know. Let it speak to you in the language of transformation. This is not punishment. This is preparation. Preparation for the next chapter of your life, the next version of yourself, the next expansion of your soul. One day you will look back and see the pattern. You will see how every loss cleared space for something greater, how every ending led to a beginning you could not yet imagine, how every heartbreak broke you open just enough to let more light in. You will see that the pain was not an interruption in your journey, it was the path itself. You are not broken, you are becoming. And the fire you walk through now will one day be the light you carry for others. Your soul chose this. It knew you could handle it. It knew you could rise from it. And it knew that on the other side, you would not just survive, you would awaken. Because in the end, pain is not the enemy. It is the messenger, the sculptor, the sacred force that shapes you into the person you came here to be. And if you listen closely, you will hear it whisper, "This is not the end, this is the becoming."